Welcome to some Q&A with Malamarie Energy. So this is the first of 4 videos. So we're going to begin by talking about the work. And the first question is, what exactly do you do in clear, practical terms? So my work is directed towards conscious people who are self-directed in their approach to their own lives. And they are generally already living fully functional lives that look and seem well on the outside, but somehow on the inside they feel internally compromised. And that's because in some way their system is no longer responding to the efforts they're making. And they've been working away on themselves diligently, but they still feel stuck. So, my job is to identify where things are stuck at the root and release the interference that's been preventing their system from reorganizing their life into more coherent patterns of wellness that would allow them to feel like they're firing on all cylinders. Now, in practice, what this involves is combining two precise tools: energy healing, which works at the level of vibrational frequencies that your body mind is sending and receiving, and the second is astrology, which functions like a detailed map or a blueprint of your natural energy patterns and the potentials that you have for healing and the specific timing that is most aligned with your genuine movement. Now, used together, these two modalities form a single lens, where astrology reveals the pattern and the energy healing dissolves the interference within it. And the result then is a system that can finally reorganize itself naturally rather than compensating indefinitely across the body, the psyche, and the spirit. So, what you experience on the other side is not a new version of yourself. It's actually a return to a sense of self that was always there. And you should feel clearer, more coherent, and able to move forward in your life. Now, let's talk about the classification. So, the question is this medical treatment, coaching, or something else? Well, it is neither of these. It is something else, and this distinction matters. So let me explain. To be clear, this work does not diagnose, treat, or prescribe. Medical treatment works at the level of the physical body, and it involves diagnosis, prescriptions, and procedures. And this is not what this is. And to reiterate, it does not replace medical care. I'm not a medical practitioner. So if you have a diagnosed condition being managed by a physician, that relationship continues alongside this work. Now, coaching, and while coaching can be of great value, it does tend to be future focused and more strategic. And that's because it's designed to help you build, optimize, and execute. And this is not that either. So this work operates at the level of the underlying frequency your system is signaling at. And this is the vibrational and energetic pattern that precedes and informs all of the above. Practitioners, most therapists, and coaches work downstream from the root cause. So this work differs in that it moves upstream to the level where the pattern began and addresses it there. That's because the work operates at the level of pattern recognition and energetic reorganization by constantly innovating and referencing the space and the place that you exist in at any given moment. We're talking about the structural layer beneath the behavior, the emotion, and the physiology. So, by looking at what is working, meaning where is the energy flowing with ease and where is it being blocked, we're able to detect the interference patterns that are interrupting this flow of energy. This creates the signal indicating where the system is stuck, and that then is what requires an input of extra energy to release. Now, my clients often find that once this layer is addressed, the work they are already doing with other practices begins to land more effectively. So think of this as an investment in the layer of your health that conventional systems are not built to address. All right, moving on, we're going to look at differentiation. So the question is, I've tried everything, including functional medicine, naturopathy, supplements, coaching, yoga, and meditation. So how is this work fundamentally different? So most approaches are siloed and work on parts, whereas this work addresses how these parts interact with each other. Because working together in harmony is what constitutes wellness. So everything you've tried in the past has likely worked to a degree. You've definitely gotten results, and yet the thing that you're actually after, a deep sense of well being and the internal freedom that comes from the feeling of being fully yourself, has remained just out of reach. And here's why. Most modalities and therapies, even excellent ones, work on a specific layer. So, for example, functional medicine works on biochemistry, psychological approaches work with thought, emotion, and narrative, and yoga and meditation work on nervous system regulation, while supplements take on deficiencies, and coaching works with behavior and strategy. But what none of these address is the coherence of the underlying signal, the vibrational pattern that is informing all of these layers simultaneously. And this signal is the message, and it carries information. So when that signal is misaligned, every downstream intervention is working against a current it cannot see. You get partial results, you feel better, then plateau. You do the work, but something fundamental doesn't shift. And the difference is not that this replaces what you've done, it is that this addresses the layer that was never reached. And when that layer moves, the rest of what you've built finally has somewhere to land and stick. It's not about adding another supplement, it's about changing the environment that created the need for the supplement in the first place. So this work goes to the source of the pattern. It finds the signal, not to fix it from the outside, but to remove the interference that's been preventing your system from reorganizing on its own. The body intrinsically is always responding to its environment, and it's always naturally moving to restore wholeness, also known as coherence, which is the quality of forming a unified whole. So if you'd like to know more about how you can experience this for yourself, check out the links below in the description and join me in my next video for the second part of the Q&A with Malamarie Energy. Thank you.